Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tiandra, aka the Transformational Empress. And on this here channel, I am to use my intuition and gifts to speak up on boundaries, divine justice, blockages in your health, peace, abundance, love, and monitoring spirits per spirit's request. Now, I have no idea what we are going to talk about on today, but we're going to get right into it. Divine guides, guardians, and ancestors wish to see us walk the highest path for our greatest good. Ask that you guide us in messages, truthful, honest, and clear messages that the collective needs to hear at this time. We are ready, open, and willing to hear the wisdom of the divine. And we are cleansed, clear, and protected in the meantime. I don't know why this deck right here is kind of speaking to me once again. But let's see. Spirit, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? I'm going to go with this one still. It came to mind, so I'm going to go with it. This is the Heart's Hidden Secrets. And we're going to see what's up. Usually this deck talks about the things your partner has not said, wants to say, things like that. It can also go into self-love, your intuition, and those type of things. So let me just tap in. What does the collective need to know at this time, Spirit? Divine Spirit, Holy Spirit, Source, of all that is. I'm feeling this energy of feeling heavy in your chest, but at the same time, like an understanding is like, oh, I guess. It's like not wanting to do something, but knowing that whatever it is that you have to do, have to leave behind, have to heal from, is in your best interest and highest good. That's what it feels like. It feels like, oh, this does not feel good. This kind of sucks, but I get it. I stinking get it. That's what this feels like. Let's see what we got here. Time, waiting, cycles, moments. It might be a cycle that needs to be, excuse me. Sorry, I had to be mom for a second. So we've got time, sorrow, silence. I feel like time showed you exactly why you had to leave whatever this was behind. It's the energy of maybe, it feels like, I'm just saying, it feels like you had to leave something behind and it didn't feel good. You didn't really want to, but you almost felt like it was mandatory. You was probably fussing. You was probably like angry, angry, filled with regret, that type of thing. But the more time passed and the more lessons that you began to learn, the more you grieved the situation and moved past it, you understood in those quiet moments why things have to be the way that they are. That's what this feels like. Yes, the next card out was healing. I love that. Ooh, it's like 5 more. So we've got obscurity in reverse. It says secrets, mysteries, concealing. So that came out in reverse. So like I said, time revealed why the crying was necessary, why the withholding of whatever was necessary, because because it wasn't good for you. We've got curse in the upright, one day, withdrawn, nourish, confusion, and pride. Ooh. In your healing, you moving to another level, your increase in frequency, your ability to get up and move on based on your self-love, your self-worth, or simply just knowing that I might not know what I deserve, but I know it ain't this shit type energy. You realized that you were able to come to the conclusion and release yourself from whatever curse this person, place, or thing had over you. And not everything is, speaking over a candle type curse. Sometimes it can be you being hypnotized from the hip down. It can be somebody speaking negatively over you, making you feel like you're not enough. Someone that does mental abuse or psychological abuse, where they nitpick at you and you get into a situation where you feel like you're not able to trust your decisions. Like, it's stuff like that as well. And as you healed, as you released, as you left this stuff behind, you didn't even know what it was going to look like. It just says one day. I know one day I'll be okay. I just, whatever it is, I just know that what I'm in right now is not right. So you withdrew. You nourished yourself. You took pride in your appearance. You took pride in taking care of yourself, and you took pride in getting to know yourself all over again, and it released a level of confusion about the situation that was around you. Now, what I also get from this as well is when you healed and you withdrew, you confused the individual that actually put the spell work on you. They didn't think that you would be able to get up from under them, if you get what I'm saying. They didn't think that you would be strong enough to trust yourself and leave the situation. They didn't think that you would be able to do what it is that you did when you decided that you were going to get up and go. And again, like, you got up and you chose to nourish yourself. You chose all that energy that you pour into this person, place, or thing. You chose to put back into yourself, and it put you up. It put you back upright. Again, we've got the one day card, and the pride card came up right underneath one another. And it feels like, again, you had no idea how this was going to work out. You just knew that it would. You started loving on yourself. You took pride in yourself, and you was just like, one day I'm going to make it. One day I'm going to get there. One day I'm going to make the money that I'm going to do. One day I'm going to feel like I love myself again. When this one day, things are going to look like what I desire it to be. One day I'll feel okay again from the inside out. And there's somebody that didn't believe you could do it. Simple as that. There's somebody that did not believe that you'd be able to do it. Abuse. Like I said, it's not always, mental, it's not always physical abuse, but it definitely can be physical, mental, emotional abuse. People who withdraw from people who communication and physical touch is their love language, things like that. So it's definitely a thing. Let's see. Man. Ooh, this is heavy, but I'm so proud of y'all. For some of y'all, it wasn't just one person. This is why I keep saying person, place, or thing. I got community. I got Ice King. I got ancestors. And I have opposition. Now, I'm gonna give it to you how I see it. There could be this person, like I said, that person that mentally, emotionally, physically abused you. They might be community peen. I don't know if that's and it could be both ways. You know what I mean? There's some women, some feminines that are for the streets as well. But it feels like there's the masculine could be for the streets, or these people, or you had to cut off these people, places, and things. Again, your community could be your surroundings, the people at your job, some of the people that are in your family that are close knit to you, that didn't believe in you, that were always speaking negatively of you, that were always abusing your time, your patience, your energy as a person. You had to stand on business about that. And then I got ancestors, and then opposition. What that kind of tells me is, like, even family might have been in this number of people that have been a part of this taking advantage of you type situation. We've also got distant future and masculine. We're going to see why distant future is here. Clarify distant future, please. Unexpected money. Spirit had to put time and space between you and your ops. Again, whether family, friends, whoever, Spirit had to put space between you and them because you had some blessings coming in, and they were not here to participate in these blessings. We also have the karmic masculine card again. The individual who pushed you to the side, the person who didn't take care of you, didn't see your value. Sure. The person who abandoned you. Let's see here what this looks like. We've got poverty, Jezebel, commitment, sweetheart, and message. One or two things is getting ready to happen. This person, place, or thing that you had to leave behind experienced some not so happy times while you guys were in separation. There's a possibility that some of your past persons might have taken upon a new commitment, which could be, getting married, new relationship. If it was a job that took advantage of you, they might have tried to hire somebody else to replace you, and it did not fucking work out, because at the end of the day, you were a complete and utter sweetheart. You were super kind. You were the earth angel. You were the one that was helping other people, at the job when they were working late type stuff. It's like you have this ability to love people, cherish people where they are. So it's not always transactional with you. It's I love you, so this is how I choose to show up for me. Because at the end of the day, if it's time for me to go, I know I did all I could. This is the energy that I get from this right here. This is the energy that I get from this sweetheart energy. And again, masculine and feminine switch the roles. But I have this feeling that you're going to get a message from this past person, and they're either going to come in and tell you about how their past situation was some BS, it didn't work out, they chose somebody over you, X, Y, and Z. They're going to talk about how, they lost money, they lost property, they lost, some people might even lost their job. Meanwhile, it's been nothing but opportunities coming in for you as far as money and stuff. Because for some of you, it's like as soon as you release this person out of your energy, it's like money started flowing to you. Opportunities started to come back out for you. It's like you were stuck and drained when you were with this other individual. Yeah. Whoever's trying to come back to you, though, it's gonna be a little too late. Too little, too late, because we've got hello, mature man, and faith. So, and then we got, what is this? Oh, child in reverse. That's so interesting. Somebody might need to do some inner child work, some inner child healing, because that fell out on top of abuse. Let me ask Spirit if that's supposed to be upright or in reverse. Because child in reverse, it could represent. Let me just see first. Is it supposed to be? So right before we were talking about this, we were talking about how there's different people in your life, whatever the case is, that was draining you, right? And I was getting around to the part where I was saying that the things that you have coming to you, possibly a new mate, a new partner, you pray for these things. You know what I'm saying? There's might have been a few of you that have been struggling to have a child. To clarify, child, I got ritual here. I'm not going to go as deep to say, there was a sacrificing of one. I don't know if, you were in such, because again, this fell out on top of the abuse card. Maybe you were in such a tough situation where maybe the child didn't make it, or you volunteered to not have a child because you didn't feel safe, secure, financially, mentally, or and emotionally to even have have that link to that person in this situation. Um, dare I say, not even gonna lie, if you have been at someone that you feel like has been, oh, good, whew, I was struggling to say this, but if you have been someone who has been struggling to have a child, it looks like you're getting ready to be presented to be in a different space with someone that's going to be a whole lot safer. You're going to be in a new healthier relationship. You're going to have a house, you're going to have a roof over your head, you're going to have security, you're going to have unexpected money. It's going to be a whole lot different of a situation, a way better situation. But also with this child card being in reverse, I do get that there's probably some things such as abandonment issues, anger issues, separation anxiety, little things that you might have experienced as a child that you don't realize that you're hanging on to, that could possibly prevent you from meshing into this situation, as smoothly as you would like. Because imagine getting a blessing, getting everything that you prayed for with this card, getting a mature man, but not being the mature woman. You get what I'm saying? You are a sweetheart and you're definitely worth commitment, you know what I'm saying? But you can be a sweet and kind person and not know what the fuck you're doing in a relationship at the same time. You get what I'm saying? Because once you've been around the block a few times and you feel as though you know a thing or two, and there's some people that feel like peace is boring. You get what I'm saying? Like, some people's nervous systems are really not calibrated to peace, not calibrated to joy. You get nervous, you get anxious, you self-sabotage because you're not used to somebody loving you for real, because you've been used to all the other BS. You get what I'm saying? So just throwing that out there. Again, with the ritual card, shameless plug, I do help with removing, releasing, and healing self-limiting beliefs, sabotaging beliefs or sabotaging habits, traits, generational curses, and parasites. So link in the bio if you are looking for something like that. But nah. Ooh. So I've got confused, animosity, bondage, karmic femme, and the veil. So the karmic masculine did come out, and he came out and he's sitting right on top of opposition. I don't know if I showed you guys the opposition card, but showed up right there on the ops. Now, all of these also came out on the ops. So you've got your op, aka the karmic masculine. Ooh, you got all of them confused. When you dipped and disappeared and you reemerged, this is giving the energy of you disappearing. 3 months later, now you look good, you smell good, you're taking care of yourself. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, you're glowing. Yeah. I'm not depressed anymore. Like, I'm able to do my skincare. Like, I threw away all my clothes that don't fit. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of energy. Like, you just started to take pride in yourself again, and everybody is confused, honey. They don't know how you did it, because once again, this person thought you were under their spell. They thought you were on the under their witchcraft. But again, animosity. They're looking at you, the audacity of him or her to be able to release themselves from my grip. But again, what did I say? Once you separated yourself from the bullshit, you were able to see beyond the veil. You were able to see why it was so important for you to remove yourself from these people, places, or things that no longer served you. And we are so grateful for that. Spirit, do you have anything else with this? For some strange reason, I'm getting the urge to use this deck over here, so I'm going to grab that as well. Yeah, you moved forward. You're holding yourself in high honor at this point. You're holding yourself, number one, I'm hearing accountability. A part of growing and healing that a lot of people don't like to pay attention to is the fact that self-discipline is a part of self-love, okay? So a lot of y'all hit the gym, all right? A lot of y'all started to grab a hold of your eating habits, started to, take accountability for your health, your wealth, your abundance, your sleep schedule, the way you love yourself, the way you view the world. Sometimes it's the perception, it's the perspective shifts that really change the world. You hear me? That can really change the world for you. It have bliss and unbothered, baby. Who Who? You out here minding your business. Meanwhile, they looking at you like this. Child, bye. Anyway, I'm going into this next deck. I don't know if I told y'all, but this is the Kipperish deck by Intuitive Kev. He's also here on YouTube. Love this deck. I actually started using his deck before I even started watching his YouTube videos. I didn't know who he was, but I got put on by her. Real Love Tarot by Renee. This is her intuitive oracle deck, and boy, it gives the tea. She has another one in here that gives the tea, but I'm not being guided to use that one. So I'm going to Divine Spirit, Holy Spirit, source of all that is. What does the collective need to know about this situation? I don't know. I'm feeling confirmation. There are some things that you didn't think you knew, but you knew. I got new opportunity out here. Friends to lovers. Plot twist. Yes! The spiritual masters and ancestors are working in your favor. This is what I'm talking about. Your money is on the way. Everything is backfiring on them. Spiritual gifts. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, when we're talking about unexpected money, unexpected gifts, and all that type of stuff, the gag is, okay, you might have somebody in your energy right now that's wanting to go from friends to lovers. Somebody who's always, felt like they knew you, loved you, and I don't know, maybe you were that person that was always in a relationship, or were on a different level, or you just didn't see them. You know what I mean? Imagine being in a situation where the person that you were always meant to be with was around you, but you couldn't see them because of your own hurt and your own healing that needed to get done. And I feel like there's going to be something like a big reveal coming to let you know what's really going on. We've got spiritual gifts. Some of you, because of your intuition, your trusting yourself, your connection to your femininity and or your masculinity, your ability to see through a thing, but also follow through and follow up on whatever this is. 2222 on my timer is now producing new opportunities for you, and I love that for you. Everything is backfiring for them. The individuals that you felt like, well, not that you felt like, but that was having you in like a mental prison, mental, emotional, and physical prison, baby. It's over with. The spiritual masters and ancestors are working in your favor, and new money is on the way. New money, new opportunities are coming your way. Anything else that the collective needs to know, Spirit? This is your reward. This is your reward. This is your reward for walking away. Oh my gosh, yes. This new person is 100% in love with you. I love that. But they might be keeping it hidden. Again, friends to lovers. That person may have not revealed themselves yet. I did another collective reading not too long ago, and it was saying that between now and the end of the year, between now and the end of the year, this person is going to reveal themselves to you. These old people. Ooh, hold up. No. I feel like this is two different energies, though. I do feel like that friends to lovers is somebody that's in your friend circle, or somebody that is around, somebody that probably checks in with you periodically but doesn't really say too much. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I was just checking on you. I ain't heard from you in a while. Okay, cool. Yeah, da 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 da. You kick it in, it's cool, and you don't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's my dog, that's my boy, whatever. Now, caution. This is where the energy change. Caution. This old person is going to come back too. This old person is going to come back too, because whoever their karmic partner was, whether it was the karmic masculine being your partner or the karmic feminine being your partner, whoever is your partner, realize that when they got into this other situation, they weren't you. They weren't you. But when they come back, their intentions are not going to be pure. Okay? And it says they created all types of chaos, drama, and mayhem, and didn't think that you would leave them, be. But again, like I said, you were the type of person to love on them and be there for them as long as you could, because it's like you had a certain level of understanding. Sometimes, in a relationship, it's not always 50-50. One day I might have to do 75 and you only got 25 to get. So you were emotionally intelligent. You knew that every day wasn't going to be, rainbows and sunshine. But at some point, They got to stop peeing on you and calling it rain. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of energy that happens. And that's what caused you to dip. And here you are in your beautiful and popular energy. Man, that's why they coming back. Because they want a piece of your energy. Look at that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. They coming back, child. Yeah, they want a romantic relationship with you. I'm sure they do. But again, they don't have the best intentions for you. Spirit, I don't know. I'm being guided to keep going with this. What else do we need to know about this situation? We already know about the past person. We already know about the new person. What else do they need to know? That old person, block them. That's it. That's it. Do you need another reminder? Check out the video right before this one. Do you need another reminder? Okay. It's right here. Return. Let's see. Absolutely the fuck not. Return that shit back to center. Uno reverse on that ass. Exactly. Access denied twice. Back to back. Spirit is letting you know you don't have time. Oh my gosh, they coming back because they want revenge. They want a romantic relationship. It's giving that love-hate energy. It's giving that I don't know. It literally feels like I'm coming back to continue to drain you. I'm coming back to it's like the revenge. You ever hear about those times where there's people that'll be in your inbox for years and years and years and years and years, but they'll continue to be consistent in the case that you actually give them a chance, and then they drag you for making them wait so long when they had ample opportunity to just leave you the fuck alone. Like, that's the type of it. Like, oh, this feels nasty. This feels nasty. Me not like it. This is my last pass, Spirit. Thank you so much. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It got wiped. My brain got wiped just now. But we've got empty victory or temporary win. And that goes for the both of y'all. If you choose to go back to this person because you're still in love and you think that they're going to do better for you and be better for you, and all of a sudden they see your worth, it's going to be an empty victory, because they're going to come back and they're going to pretend. I heard 6 months. I was going to say 3, but I heard for 6 months they're going to give it to you strong enough to where they might even fake propose. They might even fake propose, or just enough to get their teeth back in your mind, to get a hold of your brain all over again and nitpick at you. Just for you to continue to pour into empty cups. And it's not even you pouring into empty cups, it's you pouring out of an empty cup, because you're going to keep giving to them because you love them and you care about them until you're empty. But they're going to keep taking, and they're going to keep asking, and if they don't ask, they're going to pout, and they're going to act like, well, you ain't doing all the things that you used to do. And it's like, well, you ain't doing none of what you used to do either. You used to pour into me, so I had enough to give you. Now I'm out. Now I'm empty. But they making you look crazy because you don't have the capacity, because nothing or no one else is pouring back into you. Don't go back to that job. Don't go back to that mate. Because I tell you what, it was a contract. It was a soul contract. And what you were supposed to learn in that soul contract was to love your fucking self, to choose you, to choose your happiness, to choose your peace. And I'm not saying, no frivolous situation. You know what I'm saying? Once again, you are emotionally intelligent. So don't let anybody gaslight you into thinking that you're weaker, or that you just don't understand, or you're incapable, or you're being unreasonable. No. Your feelings are valid, okay? They're just a fake ass friend, family, or lover that's trying to manipulate you. But baby, this contract got to be done. Breaking news. Receiving karmic justice, and that's on both ends. That's on both ends. So if anybody was wondering what was going on with these people in your absence, this is what's going on with them. But they're trying to come back. They're going to come back and going to try to grab you, okay? Do not follow your impulsive behavior. There's a part of you that might be wanting to be nosy. That might be, look, pretending not to care. Some of you guys have gone through past lives with these individuals. And it's time for you to close out this cycle and close out this cycle for good. That's where this contract agreement comes from, because it was a past life. But they're going to come to you with a bad offer trying to manipulate you all over again. Stop it. Didn't I say emotionally manipulative? I'm trying to tell you. Stop it. Do your research. Do more research on the situation. They are not here in your best interest and highest good. I want to start putting this deck up, and then I'm going to ask Spirit what it is that we need to learn from this. Because why is this coming up again? And I'm gonna be real with you. I'm doing these readings every day, back to back. So there's probably going to be some repeat messages. But we also have to know and understand that, like, even though this is a repeat message, things don't change overnight. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you love them today, you're probably going to love them tomorrow too. Oh, that just broke. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't do it that way. Oh, I don't even know if I saw that. I showed y'all this. Walking away. That was hiding. Walk away from this person. Spirit is telling you this is not who you're meant to be with. Okay? And you know, as I'm having this conversation with you, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So give me 1 second just to put these away a little bit. And y'all can fast forward through this part if y'all want to, but I'm not going to be too long. But we're going to ask Spirit, why is this even out? I'm being guided to use this deck right here. All right, Spirit. Why do we need to know that? God, dog. Jumped off the deck. 10 of Swords and the Death card. Spirit said you are in a whole new cycle. And if you go back, baby, it's doomed for you and them. You understand? You understand? It is doom for you and them. Because when you walk away, this is just the same two cards I showed. What the hidden thing is that's where your victory is at. Your victory is actually in your ability and your power to walk away from this situation. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Spirit, why? Spirit, tell me what you have to say. Let's wrap this thing on up. Let's wrap this thing on up. It has something to do with confidence, self-confidence. Woo! Okay, so Spirit said, deep down, you guys have been through so much. And for some of you, this person, though abusive, though manipulative, are probably one of the best relationships that you've ever had. So, breadcrumbing. They showed you what they were capable of, and then they started to take away slowly but surely. Take. And they started to break down some of you guys' mentals, break down some of you guys' confidence. That with the King of Wands up here, we've got motivation, honor, standards, wisdom, confidence, and then I've got the no card up here. Literally, it says no. I don't know if you can tell, but it says no. Anyway, King of Wands and a Nine of Wands. You've been through so much. Your confidence has been shaken. I'm not going to say broken, but it's been shaken. It's rough. It was shaken. Excuse me. Spirit was like, nope. It was shaken and it was rough. And if you go back to this person, you're going to be back. You're going to go back to the situation that broke you. You can't heal in the same place that broke you. You're tired. You think you're strong just because you made it out one time. You see the bandage on the arm? You made it out. You made it out. But are you getting ready to go back in? Because how are you going to, what are you going to look like? How are you going to feel by the time you do it again? There was something that I experienced in my life, and out of the spirit of love and forgiving, I kept redrawing the line in the sand. And it got to a point to some stuff happened so effed up. I was like, I gotta dip because I don't know what the other side of this line looks like. I don't know what the next line looks like. That's scary. That's scary to see some that's already so dark that if I was to forgive this, what would be the next step? What would push me over the edge? I couldn't, no. Oh no. And that's what it's giving. It's giving incarceration or asylum. So you might want to be careful. That is what spirit is saying to you. Be the Fool card. And it goes both ways. You're either going to have a new beginning, or you're going to be a fool for this joker one more time. And I hate to say it like this, but it is so real. The way I feel in my chest right now feels like dread. It literally feels like dread. If you do not take heed of this conversation, of this warning, Spirit is saying, if you know exactly how this person treated you, examine yourself, take the moment and ask yourself why you would want somebody like that in the first place. If you have seen this person treat you the way they did with no strings attached, like Spirit showed you exactly what they wanted to do. They treated you exactly how they wanted to. And this is what they did. Why would you give them another opportunity? What about you on the inside out says, this is what I need, this is what I want, this is what I'm attached to? What about that is familiar? What about that is comfortable? That is your shadow work for today. And in all that work and all that healing that you've done, separating yourself from this person and all the other energies, entities, and crafts that they got themselves mixed in, have you thought about and outlined how to vet the next situation, whether this is a person, a place, a job opportunity, whatever? What are the questions that you would ask these people, places, or things in order to vet them out? If a new person was to come up, did you ask them, how have you made space for me in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you truly ready for? What have you done to align yourself with having a wife, having a husband? If that's something that you desire. And again, when it comes to the self-love and the self-discipline, what are you doing to align yourself with the life that you desire to have? What is your aligned action? Get down to the nitty-gritty. And if you haven't done any, ask, okay, well, what does aligned action look like? What does someone being in alignment with me relationship-wise look like? What are my non-negotiables? When I say non-negotiables, I'm not talking about facial features, body features, and all those other things. What if your love language is physical touch and that man don't like to hug? Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? If that's something that you feel as though you need in order to, feel something on the inside, are you really compatible? Is that a need or is it a want? You know what I'm saying? Like, be able to break those things down. For me, physical touch is a need, because as soon as my man pull his hand back, that's the end of the relationship. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm not talking about clingy. There's a difference between being clingy and having physical touch as a love language. I don't need you up under me. I don't need you screaming at me because you haven't seen me in 24 hours. I don't need you calling me every time I leave the house because, you know, X, Y, and Z. No, that's codependence. I'm not talking about that. But when I want to sink into my man's arms, and that's what I'm going to do. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. Figuring out what the healthy version of what it is that you want actually looks like. That is your homework. That is your shadow work, okay? Ace of Wands, Five of Wands. But when you new beginnings, brainstorming, and conflict, having those conversations within yourself to figure out what is really going on. But this is Six Wands. Six Wands represents victory, success, acknowledgement, and getting the things that you actually desire, which was the first card at the bottom of the deck when I opened this deck. So that is for you, okay? I'm not gonna hold y'all too much longer. Spirit said what they needed to say. If all hearts and minds are clear, be good, be smart, be safe, do your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow.